Hello! Thank you for turning into the Degenerate Hour. We are a group of friends who talk about anime and generic nerd stuff. We are not professionals in this field, and the content is purely subjective. Also, we talk a lot of anime spoilers. Enjoy the episode. Ha ha ha
Uh-huh.
ha 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 ha. X-Arm.
Oh,
Insert original
oh,
joke here.
X-Arm isn't even that, disappointing because I had no expectations going into that show.
That's fair.
they,
I went
the
into that show
quality-
thinking it was gonna be sick, but then
you gotta think about it from the person who actually wrote that perspective, because they got their anime adaptation was given to a studio that's never animated anything before.
It do be like that sometimes.
They literally never animated it.
Mhm.
I mean, real talk, you shouldn't care because they probably gave him a lot of money.
I would care though. Like no, imagine
I
like
would. I would
putting
care.
your heart and soul into a story, and then they do that with it. they do that.
I
That
know that I haven't even gotten anywhere close to having my story reach a peak, let alone an ending. But if what I had so far was turned into an animation like X-Arm, I would fucking hate it.
Well, think about it. I think they would have more impact if this was like his biggest thing. You know what I mean? Like if this was like, I don't know, think of like the writers of like Attack on Titan. Like whatever they write, nothing's gonna top Attack on Titan. You know what I mean? That will always be
Yeah.
their most successful work. If X Arm was this homie's like most successful magnum opus,
which it
then
might be because people said the story is not bad, but the adaptation is literally the worst CGI I've ever seen in my life.
yeah, no, it's bad.
And have y'all ever seen the fucking that Ugly Martians show from like 2001?
I don't think so.
That sounds really familiar.
I used to watch that shit when I was a fucking a wee lad, bro. Like I was barely fucking like just done being a twinkle in my father's fucking fun bags. Like that shit was fire, but the animation is terrible. And X Arm is somehow worse than the 2001 show.
It's worse than the.
No, I made TJ watch Dinosaur recently too. Yeah, TJ on a fucking on a
Don't even
scale
talk shit
on
about
a
Dinosaur.
scale on a scale of fucking 1 to oh my fucking god. How much better was Dinosaur's animation? A 2000 fucking animated fucking movie compared to Exxon.
That shit was good.
I know. It was very good.
That shit was good. Like they had something that X Arm didn't, and it's called Shadows.
Yo, Universal did their first anime this year. I wonder if Disney's gonna dip their toes in the water now.
They
Mandalorian
already
and
did, or they're going to.
the
No, Universal
maybe.
did. I said I wonder if Disney's
Oh
going
yeah,
to.
me and Blake are watching the Universal
Boonies.
anime, Boonies. It's actually really funny.
Oh,
TJ,
that's
I
what
just
that
realized we
was. That
probably
was the
should
studio who did that.
we should probably be learning the names to these things because people aren't gonna know what the fuck we're talking about when we say boonies. Like
So
at all.
all right,
I was.
let me pull up my anime list. It's like
While you do that, I should probably introduce the podcast.
We'll just
So
keep talking.
we are a podcast known as Degenerate Hour. It consists of me, Siri, Plague, and
Hi.
TJ.
who? Oh, hi.
Oh,
Yes.
he
It's
forgot
my
his
man.
fucking name.
I forgot. I don't know.
He
I thought I was
forgot it.
He
referred to
said
as
who?
pineapple.
He said
Are
who?
you? Are you
No,
going by
no,
pineapple?
no. It's fine. It's fine.
I'll call you pineapple. I'm down to
TJ.
call you pineapple.
No.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
Oh yeah.
pineapple.
Good luck saying that when you're saying something fast.
I
Yo,
pineapple.
pineapple, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Bars.
Um, this podcast is going to be focused on anime, our thoughts on anime, not necessarily professional. We are nowhere near professional
Speak for yourself.
Damn, you could
reviewers.
have fooled me.
We're not professional reviewers. We're not a professional podcaster. This is all just because we like talking about anime. Also,
Amateur hour.
we keep talking mad shit about anime, so we figured we might as well record it and put it out there just to see what happens. So yeah, let's see
So
here.
my TED talk.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
Welcome to my TED Talk. Which community should we shit on to get the fans over here so we can get views?
What
Anyone
community
who
should we
watches
shit
it,
on?
Do we want to shit
yeah.
on Dragon Ball? Does someone want to take a dookie on Dragon Ball? So
Now shit on Dr. Stone.
Hold on a
oh,
second.
okay. Dr. Stone fucking sucks.
Wait a
Come at
minute.
me, fans.
is overrated.
Okay, hold on.
So,
Well, maybe. It really isn't
Siri,
that bad of an anime.
you're
The
supposed to, Siri,
characters.
you actually like the show. You're supposed to argue against us.
I
Like,
am
actually,
arguing
like,
against it. I
you
was
said it's not
getting
that
there.
bad.
The
You said it's
char-
not that
the
bad. Come
characters
on.
are really, really good. The story
Cap.
is. Jesus Christ.
No.
The characters are really good. All the characters are relatively likable in their own set. And the story, while not being the most amazing thing in the world, obviously isn't the focus of the show. It is definitely the scientific advances that the characters make. Also, the power of friendship.
Alright, real talk. The power of friendship has been this fucking most cliche trend we've seen in fucking anime since like
Yo,
Dragon Ball Z.
what about the story about why people are fucking turning to stone? Are they gonna address that?
They
Are they gonna
do. They
keep?
do. They adjust.
No, no, no.
Oh no. They address it in the manga. I haven't read the manga. I've just heard that at some point they do get to that, or they drop hints so you can piece things together.
And we taking mad long fighting each other with primitive shit just to figure out why we turned to stone
Fuck,
1,000 years ago.
this
Well,
show, like Dr. Stone, just teaches me that humans are really pieces of shit. Like we
You
go
needed
full unga
Dr.
bunga.
Stone. You needed Dr. Stone to teach you that. Yeah, bro, we really do be turning unga bunga for the smallest shit. Look at what
Fuck,
happened with the beginning of Rona when everyone was fucking hoarding toilet paper like it was gold.
oh my god,
Unga bunga, bro.
bro,
I
that was
couldn't TP
horrible.
no houses or anything. That was terrible. I had to wipe my ass with fucking paper
yeah,
towels.
yo, but
Yikes.
Dr. Stone season 2. How far are you into it, Siri?
I am completely caught up. It is to the point right before they go to. Well, I guess not completely. I haven't watched the newest episode.
What episode would
There,
that be?
I could look it up. I don't even know. Maybe here.
It's
Let me give
probably
me.
like 9.
Let me look
Reason
this
why
up.
I'm looking on my anime list and there's a lot of 11 episode seasons this season.
11. Well, that's an odd number.
It is a very odd number. What the hell?
Well,
I
Sarah
finished.
Zenmai was 11.
I finished episode
Sarah
7 of
Zama was
Doctor
also about
Stone.
to be
I have
math.
yet to watch episode 8. Episode 8 is called The Final Battle. I think they plan on finishing up this, or at least starting the war in the next episode. At least that's what they
It's
hinted
called
at the end.
Final.
Truth be
Oh
told,
yeah,
it's kind of the new season is actually not as it's very underwhelming because they spoil all the advancements that they make in the intro video, and like in the intro video they show Senku driving around in a tank, and that's supposed to be the big thing that the big milestone that they reach before this war, and they spoiled it on the first episode, so it kind of took away from the wonder that they have in like the first season where you're like, oh wow, this is cool how they're doing this and this. And the final point is like, oh, we've made cell phones, or we've made, you know, or not solar power, like water power and electricity and all that kind of stuff. You don't get that satisfaction in the second season because it ruins it in the opening. Also, TJ and I were talking about this earlier. Openings have gotten either really good or absolute dog shit, and it's gotten to the point where they keep spoiling all the main points in the season in the opening, and I absolutely hate it.
and EDs too.
Why don't
I
they
but
follow the? They don't. They need to follow the Juju formula. They don't spoil shit. And not been one spoiler.
Well, I mean, at the same time, though, I mean, they did spoil that, that Panda had his second form, and and all that kind of stuff. So, like, they do
oh
indeed spoil. Like,
wait
we knew
before
that fights were happening and what fights were
yeah
happening because they showed it in the opening. Now, I
We only
really
saw. We
like
only saw. We only saw. We only saw like one confirmed fight. Everything else was just them flipping around on buildings. The only one we saw was the fight with Hanami, the
Yeah,
plant
that's
dude.
true. But that was the absolute biggest fight in that arc
And then they fucking canceled it out with Gojo.
with Gojo.
They
Yeah, Gojo
bro.
is the
I have
biggest
never
cock
been blue
blocker.
balled. I have never been blue balled so fucking hard by a almost perfect fight. It was perfection until he showed up, and then he ruined it.
and might want to add by the way for the podcast There's gonna be
A
spoilers.
lot of spoilers.
There's gonna be a lot of
We should
spoilers for
probably
probably everything
we
we've
should probably
watched.
at the very beginning we should probably say we're gonna be discussing the newest shit. So expect
Yeah,
spoilers.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
when we
not manga spoilers though. We're only doing anime spoilers.
yeah,
None of us, or most of
well,
us, are
very
reading them.
rarely do we read the mangas. We only read the
Hmm.
mangas for animes that haven't been confirmed to for a second season, and we need more.
Domestic
Domestic
fucking
girlfriend.
girlfriend. Arrgh!
Domestic girlfriend.
God fucking damn it! I'm still mad about that.
I am too. But no,
Although it gave
no,
me my
it's
profile
just straight
picture.
anger.
My
I
new
don't even have a
profile
pun.
picture.
Your new profile picture.
I'm pretty happy with my profile picture.
It is very great. So another thing that I wanted to talk about in this intro video was the first animes that we watched. I know it's a very cliche question to ask, but you know, it's kind of interesting seeing how people get into the anime community because there's a lot of people that come at a lot of different time frames. Like when anime was not very popular to now when it's like, you know, you can go up to a random person and be like, "Hey, have you seen Attack on Titan?" And they'll probably respond with, "Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the first season." Even though they didn't watch it afterwards because, you know, hiatus.
First season fucking sucks.
First season wasn't bad.
Oh, sorry, that was my bad. Second season. That I couldn't watch the second season.
The second season was difficult to watch, but it was necessary for the world building for the next few arcs.
I was just so bored I couldn't get through it.
There was a lot of politics
So
involved and a lot of world
I
building.
watched I watched a fucking hour-long recap video to make sure I was caught up for season 4.
That works. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
they
what I
go over
did.
all the important bits.
Yeah.
So,
Literally, it took somebody a fucking hour to go through all of this.
TJ,
Mm,
what was your first anime?
now I can't pinpoint it, but I would say like when I was younger, my first ever anime was most likely Fooly Cooly.
Really?
The first season of Fooly Cooly, which is an old show, by the way.
It's a very niche show. I actually
And
didn't know that. See, I'm glad I
yeah,
asked.
it's a very niche show, and it's either Fooly Cooly, but Fooly Cooly didn't get me into anime because, like you said, it was niche. It didn't have a big community at the time. It was kind of like a, what's the word for it when something gets super popular like years later?
Fuck if I
Cult
know.
classic. Cult
Oh,
classic.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
because Fooly Cooly, it was amazing, and I still think like to this day that is probably one of the best and like it has some of the best anime moments of all
So
time.
good. It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good. Like
First
the
season is so great, and then
and it's
the
not just good animation.
no, it's really good animation, a great soundtrack,
Great
weird,
soundtrack.
but it's a really weird story. Like it's so like
Yeah,
weird to
but
follow, but you can't stop watching it. It's so fucking weird.
like yeah, the whole medical mechana shit is weird, but when it's just focused on like the psychology of seeing fucking Takroon grow up and like learn how to like you know being a teenager and shit
It
like that, because
wasn't,
that's what it is.
it wasn't even just like actually growing. It was like mental growth. You know? That's what the whole show was
Yeah,
about. It's like
yeah.
mentally growing and moving on past your shit. You know?
Till this day, I have never seen a show do puberty and just growing up as well as that show did it. Never seen a single show did it. Maybe there are shows out there, and I would love recommendations. But so far,
Nah,
Fully Cooley has shown me like, yeah, it's growing up. Growing up kind of sucks, but it's kind of cool when you get used to it. Like I don't know, it was really good. And the second show that actually got me into anime hardcore ish was Attack on Titan. Funny enough,
Really?
um,
Okay.
I watched the first season of Attack on Titan when it like was happening. I
Oh, on a weekly
loved Attack on
basis?
Titan. Yeah, I watched it on a weekly basis. It was so fucking good, so good. But you know, I didn't get like back into Attack on Titan until like when they fucking season 2 dropped like 5 6 years later.
Yeah, yeah. And by then, oh, yeah, I believe all of us were pretty heavily into like watching seasonal anime because I think I remember. And I don't know if I watched season 2 with you, but I watched season 3 with you.
The second part of season 3, I
Second
think.
part of season 3? Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right, because I split it up. Um, yeah. So, Attack on Titan, I believe, was what got
Hmm.
me into watching anime on a seasonal basis. Up until then, it was basically playing catch up mode, you know, because uh, back when I first, my first anime, by the way, was One Piece, and Naruto.
Of course.
My
Well,
older brother got me into watching them with him because he was a closet weeb and he needed somebody to share his interest with. So he took it all out on me. What a shame, really, honestly. Um, so I
unfortunately.
until up
He
until
turned
that
you into.
he turned me in this. I
You're a
I
monster.
I am a
He
monster.
turned you into a monster.
You let out your roar.
Rar.
Let me hear you roar.
Do
Do the roar.
the roar.
Do the roar. Do it.
Uh, but I didn't get super into anime until I watched Full Metal Alchemist. After that, it just kind of, you know, I'm on Crunchyroll like nightly.
That's
Like, well, let me look at the next anime. Oh, Code Geass. That one has high ratings. I'll watch that. Just literally just that. And then now we watch it seasonally because now we're cool, right? That's what cool people do
Oh,
is we watch seasonal anime.
it's. I need to watch Full Metal Alchemist. I never did. Uh
You haven't you haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist?
oh. Well, I think I tried to watch the original one, not like Brotherhood, like the remake that everyone told me to watch.
Yeah.
It was like,
Definitely always watch Brotherhood. The regular one is fine, but
well,
it
because the
doesn't
regular one,
follow the source
well,
material.
it was just weird because it felt like it dropped me into the middle of the story. So
Yeah,
I think
it does.
the regular one for the first episode was like they're in like some desert barren shithole and they're trying to get like what was it, the sorcerer's stone from
Yeah,
some fat guy some fat
the
creature.
Philosopher's Stone,
Philosopher's Stone, yeah.
whatever the hell it's called in the adaptation, it changes.
Yeah, well, that was like the first. I was just so hard to follow and care about that I was like, okay, well,
Uh,
I gave up after it. But I really want to try to get into Brotherhood. I hear so many great things about
So
it. I just
the thing about
want to
that
try.
is that the first couple episodes are very similar because that's just how it just starts in by throwing you into the world and then it explains it. So it goes
Hmm.
through its first mini arc, which I think was the church
Hmm.
arc and stuff like that. Yeah, out in the desert and shit like that, and then it opens up completely to like all these new things, all this different alchemy, how the world works, all of the economy, the government works, and then the underground as well.
Yeah,
Um,
there's that. I wanna watch Magi soon. I
I
try to
would
watch Magi.
highly recommend that. I would actually love to watch that with you. That is one of my favorite animes.
I'm down. We can watch that after we finish the first season of Steins Gate.
All right,
Or Steins Gate.
and then the next question would be for you, Plague. What was the first anime that you've watched?
See,
no hentai.
that's a hard question. And no, I didn't watch hentai before I watched my first anime. I'll have you know, sir.
That's good.
Uh,
He became cultured afterwards.
is it good? Is I'm gonna say my first one that I watched start to finish. I'm not gonna say like the first shit I used to watch like episodes of because I'm not
Yeah.
counting that. Because if I said that I'd be like, oh, like Naruto and Bleach because they were always on Adult Swim all the
Yeah,
fucking time
all the time.
when I
Yeah,
was, yeah, yeah. So I'd watch like an episode or like half of an episode. I'd barely pay attention. I'd see the fights like ooh and then talking and I'd turn
yeah,
around and go off.
yeah.
So my first show that I watched start to finish. I'm a late bloomer here. Okay, I was not a weed until actually recently. You two turned me into a weed.
I started with
Yeah.
TJ.
Yeah, and then you turned to me because all you people would do is sit in a party and watch anime together, and I got fucking lonely. So I was
You,
like, fuck it,
you
I'll
know,
watch something with them.
the
And
funny
then
thing
you
about
turned me
that
into.
is that I gave up on trying to get you into anime, and then just randomly you're
I
just
know.
like, "Hey, we should watch this," and I'm like, "What the
I
fuck?"
remember because I would literally fucking. I don't know. I remember because you people were. I think was that the season with domestic girlfriend. I think that was the first. That was that season because y'all were saying
Was
how good it was.
it?
Yeah, because I had to play catch up. I had to watch like the first, and that was that season with that and Promise Neverland.
I thought it was
And
Darling in the Franxx.
no, I never watched
No,
that on
no,
the
no,
Frank.
because I
That was
watched
the
that.
season before.
I think I watched that with you.
That was the first. That
Yeah.
was the season before that.
Yeah, he never. I don't even think he ever watched it.
Nope.
No,
I
I
have
didn't
no
touch
care to
it.
watch it
Thank God, because the
either.
ending of that
um,
was absolute
yep, I
dog
heard.
shit.
I heard. I absolutely heard, and that's part of the reason why I don't want to watch it. No, that season I had to play catch up on all of those shows. I had to watch fucking Domestic Girlfriend. I think Love Is War was also coming that season, or maybe that like was one of the late starts for that season. And then
Hmm.
I had to catch up on Promised Neverland. I remember that because I accidentally watched the start of the second episode first.
I remember
Um,
that. Yeah.
yeah, And I was like, man, why the fuck are these kids so scared? And I looked and I was like, oh, episode 2. Yeah, like that. Y'all, that was like what 2018. Y'all turned me into weeb in 2018 or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
and it's
y'all.
just gone downhill for all of us ever
It has
since.
you people ruined me. You destroyed my social. I used to
Ish.
watch live action shows. I don't even watch live action porn anymore, man. Anyway, my
Damn.
first show that
Doesn't
I
watch 3D porn, he says. The live action
oh
porn.
no, whoa. I said live action, not 3D. I said
Sorry,
live
yeah, sorry. You don't
action.
watch live action porn. The
Hmm,
fact that you
yeah.
referred to it as live action just shows where we're at.
It just shows how broken I am now because of you fucking people. Um, anyway, the first show I probably watched start to finish is the good old days of YouTube when shit never got taken
Oh,
down. Was
yeah.
probably Tokyo Ghoul. That was probably the very. I remember because I was talking to you, and I was talking to one of your friends that you're not friends with anymore or whatever. And he was like, "Oh, I like Tokyo Ghoul," and he left. And you're like, I was like, "Oh, what's Tokyo Ghoul?" You're like, "Oh, it's a show. He's really obsessed with Tokyo Ghoul." Blah blah. It's like, okay, well, fuck it, YouTube. And then I watched the whole show in one night, and I was like, okay, wow, that was edgy as shit. I liked it. I really liked it.
The first
It
So that was
season
really
was
was weird.
absolutely amazing, and
yeah,
then
and then I didn't like this.
they got away from the source material. It
It
happens,
ruined it.
never
I
failing.
really
Like
want to read it.
lately, everything has been great with following the source material. Like Jujutsu Kaisen is word for word to the manga,
Beautiful.
and
Like,
it's turning out absolutely amazing. It has blown all of my expectations out of the water. And for
hell,
people that are listening, Jujutsu Kaisen is the only anime where I started reading the manga midway through the season because I was absolutely terrified of getting spoilers. And I have been ecstatic with the adaptation so far. It's added a whole new layer of like impressiveness that I never thought I would experience in a show. I guess this is probably what manga readers probably like is that they read the source material and then it finally gets an anime adaptation and the anime adaptation is good. I am very sorry for anybody who liked what was that anime that
Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul.
I-
They're everywhere.
everyone,
It's
everyone
everywhere.
likes Tokyo Ghoul. I really need to read the Tokyo Ghoul manga just because I want to see what I missed from that terrible second season
I
where they
want.
completely derailed every. I don't know who made that decision.
Do you know what I want to know? I want to know if that sex scene is in the manga. You know
I
what I'm
think
talking
it is.
about.
No. I think it is
Is
because
it?
they said the third season was like an attempt to realign the source material, and a lot of it was, from what I've heard, a lot of it was realigned, but they had to rush through so much and play
Yeah.
catch up with so much that a lot of it was just passed
Yeah,
through.
they left it
I
out.
think the sex
They
scene,
left it
I
out
think
of
the
the
sex scene
second
was
season.
in fact part of the, the manga.
Great, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
Honestly, I would not be disappointed if they just redid season two.
that's what everyone said. Oh, fuck me. Akame got killed. Holy shit! It needs the Brotherhood treatment. Please God, it needs the Brotherhood treatment.
It really does. It really
They,
does.
I like. Don't get me wrong. That was one of that was like after Tokyo Ghoul, and I was like, okay, YouTube, anime time, and I'd fucking look for something violent to watch, and that came up for obvious reasons. Very violent,
Very
very
violent.
awesome, good.
Started out
It was a wild ride.
started out wholesome. I remember my first impression of the show was like, wow, I can't wait for the show. And then
It's adventures,
my
adventurers, yay!
brother read the source material for it, and I was talking to him about it. He's like, "What? How many episodes are out for it?" I'm like, "Oh, only two of them." He's like, "Oh, you don't know," and I'm
Uh
like, "I don't know what." He's like, "You'll know
oh.
eventually." I'm like, "Oh, great, that's great." And then I found out, and what was it, the third episode when they started just killing people off?
Yeah,
Every,
that ride does not stop. There is literally
no,
no break once
absolutely
it starts.
not.
Everybody dies.
As
Everybody
soon
fucking
as it
dies.
takes off, it's just death, death, death. And I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, great. I
yeah.
like that character. I like that character. I like that character, and they're all fucking dead.
Oh, you know what I think really got me into that show? Is that was around like 2014, 2013, 2014. That was the time when like YouTube was just overflowing with AMVs. Remember when AMVs were the
Oh,
fucking shit?
yes,
That
absolutely.
that's what would get me into shows. If I'd fucking like find a rock song that I was into, or even a rap song like from that time, like with some dope ass fight scenes from an anime, I would fucking watch that shit. I'd be like, oh my god, I should watch the show. Oh, I
AMVs
didn't
have
watch the show.
gotten me into a lot of different types of music. Like,
Yeah.
I could definitely attribute my taste in music to like the old AMVs that were always so popular because they were fucking everywhere.
Mm. Oh, fun fact. A Star Wars AMV is what got me into Breaking Benjamin.
There's
Yeah.
like no correlation at all between those two
Uh,
shows. You'll have to send me that video sometimes. I would like to check it out
well,
just to see.
it was the. Oh, that one? Yeah, no, I can find it. I think it's actually still in my likes on my YouTube.
Hell
That's
yeah.
like one of my first things I ever liked on YouTube. Hold on.
Oh,
Is
we
it because
can.
I, dude, like I found that when my stepdad was working at like a nightclub in Austin, I would go with him to work all the time because he'd be there during the day, like setting up sound booths and everything and getting everything ready. And I'd just be sitting on the fucking computer with fucking blaring music from speakers and everything. And I was just like watching like AMVs and Star Wars shit. And that one popped up. I fucking watched it. I was like, oh, this is cool. Who's this? Oh, Breaking Benjamin. That was when I was younger though. That was when I was like,
Yeah. Oh man, I cannot believe the amount of anime that I watched all of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in class in high school. That was really weird.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was in a journalism class because that was my thing at the time. I really wanted to get into journalism. Um, I did do all my work and everything, but like during the lectures, I like this was when our school got us iPads. I know that's gonna show my age. The last high, well, not the last, not the
yeah,
high
we all got
school. Yeah, the high school I went to was a really rich high school, and they're like, yeah, why don't we buy iPads for all of our students? And then that fucking went well. Games were just,
Biggest mistake.
yeah. So I just sat there, with my iPad underneath my desk, just watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, like, and then the people next to me are like, I can't believe you're getting away with that,
that's
and I'm just like, whatever, man. It's anime. Who gives a shit? Really shows my
they
attitude towards
re-uploaded.
school. What?
Oh no, I was looking for the video and I found it, but it's like re-upload. It doesn't show its age and
Yeah,
it's bad.
I'll look at it after
It's,
after the
yeah, no,
podcast
no,
stops
I'll
recording.
link it in the but man,
So,
like,
another thing I wanted to go over in this video, I know this was supposed to be like a short intro. We'll probably have to record another one, but as always, we can't shut the fuck up. Especially when we talk about
Ja.
a topic that we genuinely like. So the third thing I wanted to hit in this video was the schedule. I think for the most part we've all decided on a schedule. Obviously, it'll change a little bit depending on if there's a topic that we really, really want to talk about outside of our regular scheduling. We want to start off with seasonal anime, and then going to a random
mm-hmm.
anime that one of us wants to talk about, including things that we thoroughly enjoy, like that we can make an entire episode
Past,
about.
present, future.
Yeah,
Let's first so like
yeah,
let's say
yeah,
current anime. First thing, current anime of the season. Talk about each one of us will talk about one that we like. Next thing, anime that we liked in general, like past, present, future, that kind of
yeah.
shit.
Like
And
shows
then
that
third
really
thing,
left a lasting impression on that we could talk all day about. Like Jobless Reincarnation, I could talk all day about that show.
you know,
Um,
we're gonna have to really rein in ourselves though, because like whenever we talk about anime, I mean, we literally started talking about music from anime. Like we kind of derail our conversations,
yeah.
so
Well,
we're gonna have
it was still
to rein it
on the topic.
a little bit, a little bit.
It's still anime related. That's fine. Yeah, but yeah, I agree. We definitely get off topic quite a bit, which can be a little problematic, but I think it's going to add a little bit of charm to our talks.
Figure it
Um,
out. Figure it out.
and then finally, the third episode in that sequence would just be generic nerd shit, things that we want to talk about. It doesn't necessarily need to be anime related. I know that in the future I'm going to want to do like maybe a D&D episode or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what you
Oh,
guys.
that's generic nerd shit. We can just talk about that. in general. Whatever.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about talking about that shit too, like character making and like how sessions are going and shit like that.
Yeah, so I think I want to dedicate it. So yeah, so the first one we have is seasonal. Second one is just like banger animes, and then third one is generic shit. And we might introduce like an episode in between that schedule because of something that we just absolutely want to talk about. And sometimes we just randomly talk about shit. I should probably record our conversations all the time, honestly, but um, you know,
ASMR New Vegas
You know,
lore.
we can't talk to each other at all until Sunday.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
yeah, no. So everyone leave me alone until Sunday.
No,
What do you mean no?
no,
What do you mean no?
we're behind.
Leave me alone. No.
That is another thing too. Getting behind with seasonal animes can be a pain in the ass.
You
There's
don't
just so
understand.
much spice this season.
You don't understand how far behind me and him are on
Oh,
a lot of shit.
I was in the
Tomorrow's the
call when you
catch
guys
up
were
day.
talking. Yeah, yeah.
Tomorrow
Well,
is
we're
literally
caught
gonna
up on
be like
everything but
6 hours of
Dungeon.
anime.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
I'm talking about me and him alone.
Oh yeah, I
Us, we
know.
have one thing to watch
Yeah,
tomorrow. Me and him have
yeah,
like
yeah.
4 episodes from just two each from two different shows.
You mean 8?
So yeah, 4 each. That's what I said.
Oh
Four
yeah,
each.
4 each. Yeah. So that's just
For two
one.
separate shows. That's for two separate shows, and then we have fucking like two for Wonder Egg or three now. I don't know if it's three now.
No, we
And
only got like
then
one for Wonder Egg.
we watched Horimi. Thank God, I forgot.
All right.
Episodes.
I went through all the bullet points and what I wanted to do for the intro video, so I'll just go ahead and close this out.
Got it.
Thank you everybody for listening in, especially if you made it all the way through. I know that we can get a little carried away sometimes. If you like what you heard and wanted to hear more, feel free to follow us on all of our socials. They're interconnected between all of our platforms. It would really help, especially since this is our first podcast. We're coming with like absolutely no experience, so we have no connections, no idea how to do any of this, and we're just swinging it. So if you guys want to help out, just look at our socials, look at our stuff. If it interests you, keep coming back. We would very much appreciate it. Thank you everybody
I'd
for
be doing
tuning in, and we'll see you next time.